Hello, travelers. I'm excited to see you today and chat with you. I would like to take you down a stroll down memory lane. So, today I am sharing with you some of my best Disney memories growing up and recently. So, growing up, I did go to Disney World when I was super little. I think maybe between 3 and 5. I don't remember a lot about it at all. My parents do and my sister does, but I don't remember that trip very well. So I consider my first trip to Disney World, which happened during fourth grade, which would have been 1995, when our very, very close family friends, Dave and Edie, convinced my parents to join them down at Disney World. So all of us went, as well as Dave and Edie and their kids and their grandkids that they had at the time. So we all went down to Disney World together, which was one of the best experiences. If you have great friends that you can travel with, do it. It is such a great time. So one of the things that I remember about that first trip that we took together was going to the Hoop-Dee-Doo Review, which is billed as the longest running dinner show in the US. It takes place at the campground, the Fort Wilderness campground at the Disney World Resort, and is just a hoot. It is the perfect combination of food, entertainment, singing, comedy, audience participation. It is all of that wrapped up into one fantastic evening experience. And during the show, there are several times where they do have like audience participation. So a lot of them is they ask where you're coming from. So then they'll sing a little song about your state, related to your state type of thing. So that's really fun. And then I will say that was my first time going to Hoop-Dee-Doo. I have been at least 12 times since. And the show is always the same. The actors are different. The characters are always the same. No matter who is doing the acting, they hit that character perfectly. And it is fantastic. One of my favorite characters is Six Bits. And he's just this kind of bumbling buffoon, really funny guy. The other one would be Claire de Lune. And Claire has a thing for bald guys. So if you are traveling with anyone who is balding, um, and like middle age, a little older, uh, she likes to pick on them. And she will come, she'll sit and she'll snuggle and she'll say, "Oh, I didn't know you were going to be here." And it's just this whole fantastic experience. And the gentleman that we've gone with, Dave, like every time that I go with him, he gets picked for that, or he gets picked for this other audience participation part at the end that is just fantastic and involves an angel and a tutu and fairy wings. And it's just great. So one of my, biggest nostalgic memories, first memory that I have at Disney World is that Hoop-Dee-Doo experience. And there is nothing else like it. I can't wait for them to bring it back. Right now, it is on pause due to COVID precautions and pandemic procedures. They haven't brought that back yet. But when it comes back, oh, I cannot wait to see it again because there's nothing better than that. Another fun experience that I have and love. Okay, let me say this. I don't love to relive it, but a lot of my family and friends love to relive it. So when we were dining at Whispering Canyon Cafe, which is a great place to eat in the Wilderness Lodge, I had asked for a Coke, and it was a bigger group of us again. And they had, brought the sodas out and they were drinks and passing them all around. And I'm sitting way in this corner of a booth. And everybody else is like, the booth comes out and there's more of people sitting and everything. And I take one sip of my beverage. It is not a Coke. It is what they call a Sasparilla. So it is a root beer. And when I was younger, I could not stand root beer. So I took one sip and I leaned back and my face got all funny. And I said, "This is not Coke." And it must have just been the atmosphere and everything that was going on, because the other friends that we have that were with us at that time will not let me live that down. So even if we're out eating together in Michigan or something and we're getting Cokes and stuff, someone will always bring it up and be like, "Hey Nikki, is that a Coke? Or is that a root beer? Is that a sarsaparilla?" And it's one of those, memories that has just kind of stuck with us and, you know, keeps keeps everything going. And I'm the butt of that joke, but it's totally, totally worth it. Another way that I like to relive my Disney memories and experience that Disney nostalgia is by bringing new friends and new family with me on my trips. So there is nothing better in my mind than having someone visit the Walt Disney World Resort for the first time with me, because I love being able to see it through their eyes. It brings me back to my first trips, brings me back to my first memories and experiences. So it's their first experience, but then I'm reliving when I, first saw Mickey Mouse, or, first rode a roller coaster. It brings me right back to that when I experience it with those friends. And I've been lucky enough to have a couple of friends be like, "Oh yeah, sure, let's go down together." Both Josh and Becky have gone down with me, and then went on a trip with Alicia. And so it's just been, really, really fun and so amazing to see them experience things for the first time. So I love going down with first time travelers. And nothing has shown me that more than when I go down with my nieces, because they are younger. And my oldest niece, she did go when she was like 6 months old. She came down to watch me run my first half marathon at Disney. I don't think she did much watching, but she was there. Um, just seeing her experience different things brings me back to some of my first experiences. I remember the first princess meal that we brought her to. Um, Snow White was fawning all over her and gave her a big kiss on her forehead. Now, if you know Snow White, she wears red, red, red lipstick, and that lipstick does not come off. And Olivia would not let us take it off either. So it was just, one of those great memories and experiences, and reminded me when I first had a meal with the princesses, which was at, Cinderella's royal table, and being able to, draw those lines between her meeting with princesses and my meeting with princesses, just brought me back to that. I will say, Snow White never kissed my forehead. Then again, kissing the forehead of a teenager, not as adorable as kissing the forehead of, I think at that point she was 4. So yeah, a little bit of a difference there, but I'm still jealous. And then, reliving um, some of my like first roller coasters, like the first roller coaster that went upside down that I ever went on was Rock and Roller Coaster at Hollywood Studios. And I had always avoided roller coasters, even when I was younger, growing up at Disney. Roller coasters just scared me. And then it was finally something that just got in me. And I'm like, okay, yep, I'm going to go on this roller coaster. I've been here however many times. I haven't been on these rides. So I started riding roller coasters probably in my late teens, early 20s. And when I went to Disney World with my niece, Audrey, and got to see her ride her first roller coaster, she had the same reactions at 4.5 that I had in my early 20s, where it's like, "Oh my gosh, this is scary. It's too fast. I don't like it. It's, too much. I'm overwhelmed. Can we go again?" So being able to, see her experiences and put them together with mine was just so awesome. Disney is one of those places that no matter when you visit, you're going to walk away with some memories that are going to last a lifetime. So, what about you? What are some of your Disney memories? If you've been to the Walt Disney World Resort when you were little, what are those memories? If you didn't go until you were older, I want to know what that's like too, because I've, kind of grown up going to theme parks when I say fourth grade and up. So I want to know, what is it like visiting as a first time for an adult? What are some of your, memories and your Disney nostalgia, things you keep thinking back to? Like, oh, I remember on my first trip, blank. I want to hear that blank. So fill that blank in and let me know. Put it in the chat, put it in comments, email me, text me, call me. Let me know what your blank is. From my first trip to Disney, I remember blank. From my first trip to Disney, it was amazing because blank. Fill in those blanks for me. Share them with me. I want to know why your trip was so amazing, what you remembered, what was so magical about it. So I can't wait to hear your feedback and hear about your past trips. So I hope everyone has a magical day, and I will chat with you soon. Bye-bye.